Hi, this is Blake Butler, lead exercise specialist at the Lift Wellness Center. And in this video today, we're going to talk about the pull-up, the chin-up, and inverted rows with two different ways to do it using either a barbell or a suspension trainer. First off, we need a bar that's slightly higher than your reachable height so that our feet are not dragging on the ground. So a couple things we're going to talk about mainly is hand placement, keeping our core tight, and where to pull the bar and how we should think about our head. Some common mistakes are people thinking about needing to get their chin or their eyes over the bar as opposed to pulling the bar down to them. This makes it a less effective movement and can lead to some injuries of the neck or the back. So now that we have a bar right above us, we're going to go ahead and talk about our hand placement. Commonly, people will reach up and simply grab the bar. However, this allows the shoulder to actually pull out and up, which means that the shoulder isn't in a closed position. It's more in a loose position. This can lead to some shoulder injuries or undesirable training effects. So what we want to think about is actually getting our pinky up and over the bar rather than simply jumping up and grabbing the bar, mainly with these three fingers. So jumping up to the bar, we're going to get our pinkies up and over so that our elbows are turned in more and our armpit is a little bit more closed off, as opposed to when we just reach up and grab the bar, the elbows will be flared out and the armpit will be opened wide. So let's go ahead and demonstrate the difference between the two hand grips. So coming up to our bar, we're going to go ahead and jump up, trying to get our pinky up and over the bar. So this is the proper position. So from here, you'll notice my elbows are slightly turned in, my wrists are flexed, and my armpit's a little bit more closed off, as opposed to the improper hanging position where now my head and my shoulders are dropped down low, my elbows are really flared out and back, and my armpits are open wide, and most of my grip is only coming from my pointer finger and my middle finger. So once we have that proper hand position, we want to think about where we pull the bar. Most people think about simply getting their eyes and their chin over the bar, but we want to think about the most effective way to do your pull-up or chin-up. So on our pull-up and chin-up, we want to think more about driving the elbows down into our back pockets, lifting our belly and chest up to the bar, as opposed to getting our chin over the bar. So let's go ahead and demonstrate the proper way to do it and show you the improper way as well. Again, jumping up to the bar, getting our pinkies up and over the bar. I want to think about driving my elbows down into my back pockets, bringing my belly and chest up to the bar, and not worrying about my eyes or my chin. So starting from here, I'm going to drive my elbows down, lifting my belly as high as I can, as close to the bar as possible, and letting ourselves down nice and slowly. So again, comparing that to the improper way of just simply reaching up and grabbing the bar and thinking about getting my chin over and dropping down, we're going to demonstrate the improper way. So in that form, you notice that my hands are a lot loose, gripped on the bar. I'm only concerned about getting my chin up to it, and I'm letting myself drop down, which can lead to a lot of injuries of the shoulder. Next, we're going to move into the chin-up variation. The main difference between our pull-ups and our chin-ups is whether or not the palms are facing us or facing away. So in the pull-up, our palms are facing away. In the chin-up, we're going to turn our palms towards us, and the elbows will be more in front of the body. We don't have to worry about our pinky placement as much in this movement because the elbows are already tucked inward rather than pointing out. All right, now that we're up on the bar with our palms facing us, we're going to do the same form as we did in our pull-up, thinking about driving our elbows down into our back pockets and bringing our chest up to the bar. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that now. So that's our chin-up variation. So whether or not you're able to get your chest all the way up to the bar, you want to think about trying it to get it there, simply lifting yourself as high as your strength level will allow you. So if you're not yet able to pull yourself on the bar or even hang on the bar, there's a different variation you can use to help build the strength that you need to do a pull-up or chin-up called the inverted row. The inverted row can be done two different ways, either simply with a barbell on a rack or using a suspension trainer. We're going to show you both of these ways today. So first off, we're going to use a rack position with a barbell to do the inverted row. So we've got a barbell here ready for us on our rack. We're simply going to pick it up and place it onto our rack. So now that we have it set up, we want to come underneath the bar, lifting our hips up into a straight position, very similar to a push-up. We're going to pull ourselves up to the bar in the same way that we do hanging in our pull-up and our chin-up. Sitting down on the ground, we're going to start directly underneath the bar. Again, we want to think about the same things we did in our pull-up and our chin-up, getting our pinky around the bar and driving our elbows down into our back pockets, bringing our chest and belly up to the bar. Two things to think about whenever doing an inverted row to help challenge it differently is the height of the actual bar that you're using and how far out your feet are. The higher the bar is and the closer your feet are underneath the bar, the easier it will be, as opposed to the lower the bar is and the further your feet are, the more challenging it will be. So we've gone ahead and set up our bar. We're going to go ahead and demonstrate this movement. From here, I'm going to wrap my pinkies around the bar. I'm going to dig my heels into the ground. I'm going to lift my chest and hips up to the bar, and I'm going to pull myself chest to bar. So from there, we're wanting to keep our body as straight as possible, not allowing our hips to lag behind the shoulders, but keeping everything in a nice straight line, keeping a tall chest and pulling our hips down into our pockets. Next, we're going to show you the exact same movement, an inverted row, on a suspension trainer. All right, so now that we're over at our suspension trainer, we're using a TRX today, so always consult your manual on how to properly adjust it for the movements you're using. Today, we're going to go ahead and adjust it all the way up for the demonstration to show you the suspension trainer inverted row. In this movement, it's going to be exactly the same as the barbell, whereas the further your feet are underneath your body, the more challenging it is, as well as the higher your chest is, the easier the movement will be. So from here, we're going to grab our suspension trainers, one in each hand. I'm going to go ahead and walk back with it until my hands are at chest height, walking my feet underneath my body for my desired resistance. I'm going to lean back and pull myself right back up, allowing my shoulders to drift forward and behind the chest as I pull chest to my hands. So that is our inverted row on a suspension trainer. So that concludes our video for pull-ups, chin-ups, and inverted rows, both on a rack as well as a suspension trainer. Thank you for watching.